Alrighty, PG-13. This is G.I. Joe. And well, we're going to talk a little bit about repair today. So today, I've taken apart Mutt. And, well, he's going to be, there's certain ways of doing this. You can put it like this. And then you want to slide it through. Just slide it through the hole, just like that. Slide it in there, slowly and gently. And you want to feel if it'll go, and there you go. Now, if it's giving you a hard time, you always drop it in, and then you're going to see where the hook is, and you're going to push, they're going to push the O-ring. So let's say we didn't want to have the O-ring in there, because it might break the crotch piece. You never know. So let's say you have a really hard time getting it in there. You gotta just be gentle with it, and slide it in like that. And then you see where the hook is here. We're gonna try to drop that in there. Oh, see. So once that gets in there, then you're gonna give it a little nudge right up and loop it in. There you go. So I nudged it, and there you go. Pretty simple to do. Now there's different construction when it comes to the O-ring figures. We have, I'm just going to take this right here and show you, the side to side joint. And that is what we're going to get with a lot of the reaction figures. So you got a side to side, and then you got the ball joint. And the ball joint is just, like his head will go up and down. He'll be bobbing a bit, That's why they call him Bob. He's a bobber. Watch out, he bobs. So, now you want to take the figure, like so. Push the O-ring to the back as much as you can. And then you want to try to get it around these little pegs here. Just so it's kind of in there flush. And there you go, it sits there nicely. Now these side to side heads are a lot easier to do. So you want to push the head in there. Push the head nice and easy in there. Just so it slides in. Then you're going to take the arms. And because it's a new O-ring, you might want to hold that. Because the arms will and can pop out. Oh, there we go. See, if it pops out early, you just got to put it right back in there. Nice and easy. No force, never use force. Just do it nice and easy. And now you're going to try to hold it. And if you screw up, let's just say, oh, his arm fell out, just like that. Then you can do that before you push it all in. You're still holding it light pressure. And then you're going to pull this a little bit. And you're going to work it. Make sure his joints are in there. And then you're going to drop the screw into place. And where is this screw? Right here. You're going to screw him hard in the back there. Alright, his screw's in there. Not so hard, I was kidding. You got to do it gently. So, we're just going to slowly twist. I'm feeling it going in all the way. And then it's getting to the point where it's right at the end. And you don't want to give it any more force. See, there. Just slight twist. And he's nice and snug. And there's no space in the joint, so we did it. He's brand new again. Look at that. That takes away any leg looseness. So when you have a loose O-ring that's wearing out, you might have like a loose gangly legs. Like, well, his legs are just loose at the bottom. But you'll have loose legs. And there you go. Now another tip is always look at the tip. You got a star tip, and sometimes just a slight touch larger. It's size does matter sometimes, because if it's just too small, it's not gonna go in. And see, I've got a few different ones, and sometimes a smaller tip fits perfect. So again, and these are great because they also screw. They screw like that. But remember your tips. And a lot of the, well, all of the new figures from Super 7, you're going to need a different O-ring. So you're going to go to Amazon and you're going to type in G.I. Joe O-rings. And I think this was, with total of taxes and everything, for 100, I got, I don't know how well this will come in with the light here. It says 3 3/4 O-ring from Professor Foam. And you get about, you get 100. As you can see, I use them a lot. So you get about 100 in there, you know. And then, well, one of the monsters wants out of the crib. But she's gonna have to wait. So here we go, we got another one. And again, this one just has a barcode on it. I guess they must have wrote over it. But it is pretty much the same size. Sometimes if you hold it up to the light, you might be able to see in here. Anyways, you type in quantity, and that is for 100. So you're going to type in 100 G.I. Joe 100 O-rings. And then, now another thing, there's a really hard figure to do, and he might be like glued together, or he was really hard to do, is Zartan. And you know, you could end up breaking him and stuff. This one here, I think I used pliers. Oh no, maybe I just did use a screwdriver, and I actually had to force it open. So that's how I did my Zartans. And yes, it does put a little stress on his chest piece. But you know, you might break them, you might not. Now some people recommend that you put them in hot water, but I didn't want to discolor his paint. But this one turned out better. So again, that is the hard one to do, is Zartan. So some people recommend that you put them in water, and that might loosen up the pegs that I showed you in the chest piece. And that is also the case on the comic pack Cobra Soldiers. They also seem to be glued together. So just so you know, and sometimes you'll break off those little tabs, but the figure should still screw together. Now, another thing that is not really talked about as much is the older figures will have a pointed screw with a tip. You know, that screw will have a tip on it. Whereas the newer figures, they'll have like a flatter edge. And you have to be careful, because some figure lines will have thicker and larger screws. So you could end up snapping the center of a chest piece. I got a whole part box here, so I can just pull out a chest piece here for you. But you know what I'm saying. Here, we'll take a chest part. Now, that's a good chest part. In this chest part here, you could end up with a crack, and then your screw might not want to fit. Now you could throw some glue in that, and then just screw it. And if it's just, you know, you're not going to go crazy, maybe use some cheap dollar store glue. And that should hold the screw in place, and you just want to hold it for a little bit until that glue sets. And then, you know, then next time when you go to take it apart, it should still be able to take apart, so you don't end up losing the chest piece. In the case where the whole part snaps off, then I don't know if you can repair that figure any longer. But for the most part, you can repair your figures, you can change them around, you can have a lot of fun. And you do have to watch out for you know, weak crotches. You know, these crotches tend to just bust off. And the older the figure is, you have to be very careful. Sometimes Cobra officers and soldiers, the crotch does break right off. Now, the only problem I have here is when they made Ninja Force figures, like Slice and Dice and Zartan, you cannot fix them. Now, there is G.I. Joeberg. G.I. Joeberg figured out some sort of way to put some sort of twine in there. It's like a nylon cord, I think. So you can fix it, but it's just super hard. So if it was me, I'd probably just smash the figure and maybe reuse the arms or something and the legs for a different figure. But I guess you could end up fixing the Ninja Force figure somehow. But I mean, I even took one apart. I drilled right through the chest piece just to see, and you can't put a screw in it. You can't. It sucks. Well, I tried. But now there's another thing that you could also do, and that's just have fun. You know, I love making custom figures. Like, there's a new sheriff in town, Wild Billy, Wild Bill, and there you go. Now my Wild Bill, I liked it better like a semi-gloss. You know, it still has a bit of a shine, but he does look like a genuine cowboy. And we can tip him up a bit so he's looking at us. Wild Bill. And he does fly the dragonfly or the locust. And there's lots of different versions of Wild Bill. But there you go. Again, we do a series on the racist bikers just for fun. And I did order some more stuff from Marauders Inc. But again, I didn't have a lot of money. There's also ages 3 and up where you can get you could pre-order the Serpentor and Duke, just so you don't get left in the dark, because I think they've already sold out at Super 7. But I have no idea. We can order Ramar and Fatal Fluffy, and frankly I don't have enough money for that right now. My grocery bill is almost, well, technically I've spent over 150 the week before, and then it was almost 666 because it was 665. So the groceries were pretty expensive. And I did buy my daughter some more Star Wars. So anyways, the contest is pretty much over. There's 33 people to enter in, and I'll take down the names and basically have the contest, and then probably, you know, 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe depends, every 2 weeks I might send one off, or every month. It all depends, because the situation at I guess if there's going to be a trade war, is not going to be good, so things might get a little more expensive, and then that'll definitely delay the contest until I can afford to really send everything. But maybe I'll try. I'll see, because you know, I still want to keep collecting some stuff. So again, I don't get that much money this time of the year, but I do want to send off a few things and do want to do a draw. And you know, I value the people that enjoy the videos and have conversations, and you know, they definitely, I love that you put a like on the video. That helps the videos get seen. And everybody that enjoys collecting, you know, it's a slow process. Sometimes you can buy everything at once. Sometimes it takes time, but the overall collecting takes years and years. Some of us have been at it for years, like sometime in my 30s, I think. Maybe even, I don't know if it was late 20s. But anyways, it was just after I gave away my G.I. Joe comics to some kid. And I had a hydrofoil and I think nine figures. And I sold that for like dirt cheap and gave that the #1 issue for $450. That's American. That's crazy. But oh well, I kind of kicked myself. I also gave my neighbor's kid, I think, over 100, and I talked to Frankie. And Frankie, you know, he asked her if they still had them or not, and I think they said they didn't have them anymore. So I don't know if they got rid of them, sold them, or threw them out. Which is kind of sad, because those are my childhood G.I. Joes. And then I gave one of my best friends also another 50 figures, I do believe, because I had like a lot of doubles back then. So I definitely gave away a lot of stuff when I was a kid, and I sold a whole bunch in the garage sale. But when I restarted collecting again, it was the best. You know, that brings back the best part of your heart. You have a lot more fun. You know, you stop the partying. You know, you mature, and you thank everybody that helped you along the way. So anyways, and yes, there is good cops that'll give you warnings for speeding. They don't always give you the tickets, but I did get 2 tickets in 1 month, and yeah, so I paid my tickets. But anyways, thanks for everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos with others. And remember, you know, those out there that give people great chances, you know, it rewards in the end. And a lot of us are happy. Alright, thanks.